Hello, I'm Michelle Ovens, and I run a number of small business campaigns, including Do It Digital, which is really geared towards helping small businesses learn more about digital. We've been running small business campaigns for a number of years now, and one of the things that comes up again and again and again is the lack of digital skills with small businesses. Kind of surprising lack, actually. Half of the small businesses in the UK don't have a website at all. An awful lot more don't have professional email. 75% have no intention of investing in digital this year. In 2017, I mean, it's quite gobsmacking.
How much are kind of digital skills kind of hindering female entrepreneurs at the moment?
Well, so I mean, I think they're hindering all entrepreneurs generally, actually. There's often a kind of a noticeable skills gap. I think when people come out of the workplace for a while, they aren't having kids, for example, and they're not just generally kind of keeping up with skills in the workplace, and then decide to launch their own business. That can be a significant gap. One of the things that we notice time and time again is there's not a shortage of supply in the market. There's a lot of availability of help out there. The challenge that we find is getting small businesses to take up the help. And it might be that they don't know it's there, or they don't know where to find it. They don't see it's relevant for them. So one of the big goals for us is to kind of, bring it to the surface and make it more accessible, make it more visible to people, whether they're, starting a business for the first time, or whether they've been running a business for a while and not found digital relevant to them.
And what more can be done to support the work of female entrepreneurs in the UK?
I think, for us, it's really that big kind of big spotlight. We talk to a lot of women who quite like to start a business and maybe lack the confidence to do so, or just not seeing the role models out there. Whereas, from our perspective, we know all these amazing female role models. So, kind of putting them forward, highlighting them, talking about their stories, making it more accessible to people, making it feel like that's something that I could do, I think is really important. And with, International Women's Day was amazing for that. There was a huge amount of inspirational stories. But it's not, for us, it's like making sure it's not just a one day, and making sure those stories are really relevant and really accessible all year round.
Brilliant. And obviously you've got your other campaign, Very Busy Woman. You've been running this for a while. I think it was a year and a half. Do It Digital. So how did that kind of come about, and what's the aim of it? Well,
it really kind of came very, again, organically from this kind of slight frustration as we want to talk to small businesses. And we're a very small team, so the easiest way would be to talk to them digitally. So either on social media, or getting them to come to our website, or sending them an email. And with so many of them not engaging with digital, it's like, oh, please. And, the response to that, we spend a lot of time going around the country talking to businesses face to face. And huge amounts of research out there around the benefits to small business of being online. We did some earlier this year to kick off this year's campaign, demonstrating the value to small businesses. And on average, small businesses can increase their revenues by, on average, 20 grand by being digitally engaged. So, whether it's about marketing yourself or an additional sales channel, or even saving costs online. And the benefit to UK PLC as a whole is 8.5 billion of filling that digital gap, which is phenomenal. It's huge.
What's stopping them then? What's stopping them from actually getting online? Is the kind of key issues that they're talking about, Is it just, God, I've been running a florist for 20 years on the high street. I don't know what is digital. Maybe they know what digital is, but, how do I make that transition to online? I'm obviously busy running a physical shop anyway.
Well, busy's a really important thing, actually. Small businesses are, they're everything. They're finance, they're stock control, they're marketing, they're sales, they're, making the cups of tea. They are everything. So to add an additional thing in, so if digital seems like it's a chore, or it takes an awful lot of time out of their schedule, they just think, well, I'm already working every day of the week and up all night doing my accounts. Adding an additional thing in can sound quite, it just kind of sounds impossible. Can't do it. So we need to tackle that by kind of both demonstrating the benefits, but also that it doesn't have to take a huge amount of time. There are ways of doing it without it being a massive time sink. I think money is another one as well. Small businesses often working to very tight budgets, and this impression that if I have a website, if it's a managed website, or I have to pay for advertising on social media, it's just more and more cost, and that can put people off. And one of the things that we stress daily, it feels like, is that there's so much available online on social media, whether it's with basic websites that really don't have to cost very much at all. It's really accessible. There's lots and lots of help and advice out there that you can get for free. That's pretty quick as well. So if we can get over the time issue, if we can get over the cost issue, you're then kind of fighting things like, we've never done it. Why do we need to? Yeah. Which is a challenge. And I think that, it's about articulating that the world has changed and your customers have changed. Yeah. So the challenge being, if you're not online and a competitor comes in who is, then you're going to start losing your old customers.
So what's more important? You've got a busy small business owner. Should they be focusing on their website first, social media? If you to say today, one or the other, I'm going to start doing something tomorrow, which is the one that you would suggest?
So I know this is a bit difficult. I wouldn't say one rather than the other, but I would say that there are easy ways to make sure you cover all your bases. Yeah. There's a lot of evidence out there that if you don't have a website, that consumers think that you're kind of not real. So get yourself a one-pager website with some lovely pictures that you can then put on Instagram, and your contact details. Make sure that you get your listing on search engines. Really important.
How would they do that?
So pretty easy. So in the UK, Google is a huge amount of the market. So you can, when you go onto Google and you search for business, often you look on the right-hand side, you can see the location, a picture, opening times. That's free. You as a business can go and claim that from Google.
How would they do? They'd contact Google.
Yeah, so if you go and search Google Business, Google Console, the details how to do that are all online. It's totally free, and it's an amazing way of getting more visibility for your business. So if you're a physical business with a location, it's absolutely perfect. So it's definitely worth investigating.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there. So thank you so much, Michelle. Really appreciate your time, and I hope everyone's enjoyed today's session. Thank you.